video.
Right.
I don't know. It's the outbound channel of the board, and I think we come out. I don't know. Do we come out of the mains?
I think it's your fault. Do we come out of the mains? No, you come out of the auxes.
No.
Would that be oxen?
I'm talking about whatever goes into the camera, the Mevo.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Whatever that channel is, that's where you're trying to listen to.
Here comes the excitement. There's Jamie. Whatever comes into what?
Whatever goes into the Mevo or the iPad that's running the Mevo,
Yes.
that's the volume. That's the volume that goes out. That's the channel that's going out.
Okay. You know what I was when I woke up this morning? You know what I was hoping for, Ron?
What?
To hear somebody eat an apple in my ear. Isn't that weird? Sometimes dreams do come true.
Isn't that
I mean, they do.
weird?
It's weird. And I like had this dream. Well, I had weird dreams. Really weird dreams. Really weird dreams.
Ranking member, it's Lieutenant Colonel Vindman, please.
All right, move on. Nothing to see here. Please disperse. Nothing to see here, please.
Please disperse. Isn't this exciting for all those? Let's see here. Sarah's there, and Brenda's there, and Patrick's there, and Jamie. Jamie, I said your name twice, so technically you owe me $20. And Leprechaun. See, we can't hear you now, as you.
Because I pushed the button.
Ron, what was about the broadcast professional comment you didn't like?
I didn't want you to be a bitch about the crunching paper.
Right. No, I was asking Ron if he.
Oh, here's that last bit of apple.
Well, it's nice to know. See, we have a. No, I'll save it for the show.
Write that stuff down.
Yep. Because otherwise, I forget.
Watching that leprechaun, dude. He's out to get us.
He runs around naked. That's the. I don't know if it's the worst or the best part. Giant hog. Oh, golly.
What book are you promoting?
The Woke Child. We're going to say everybody needs to read The Woke Child.
How about that one? You hear about that one? I sent you a picture.
here we
Yes, you did. Stand by.
Mojo 50. The question isn't who's going to let us. The question is who's going to stop us. Adjust your mojo now. Thank you. The mothership has landed. Brad Staggs. The mighty Mojo 50.
I would just like to point out that the engineers, the production staff who have been working overtime
Diligently.
quite, and to make the clean lines on the new digs here at the Desert Air Motel. We are officially in the basement, but it's it's a cleaner look until, of course, it's ADD Thursdays, and Dave comes in, and pretty much everything has become the lunch counter. So we've got orange juice, we've got a nice display of what is that, peach bai?
Oh, no, Pete. It's lemonade.
Lemonade, bai drink, and then some an apple, which is kind of ironic that I was dreaming, as I was just telling Ron, I was dreaming this morning of hoping against all hope that I would wake up and be able to hear someone eating an apple in my ear. And
Your
Lo and
dream
behold,
came true.
a boom.
who says dreams don't come true? Am I right? So yeah, it's ADD Thursday, and I've wait until you hear how much I had drinks with a friend last night, who shall go unnamed.
Okay.
And wait until you hear how much you can make on YouTube.
How long do we have to wait?
Oh, that's what we call a tease. So I may never even say anything about it again. And then the beauty of it is people will hang on through hours
They'll actually listen.
of blathering And then, at the end of the 2 hours, I won't have mentioned it again, and they'll go like, what, did I miss it? And they'll listen again, so we get credit for 2 listens.
Yeah.
They're such suckers for this stuff. It's like, man, this is
diabolical.
And let's see. Oh, there's a Doc Kitty story I forgot to tell, too. So, and you, I mean, you look good.
Yep.
I mean,
look, secret squirrel.
he's got his, Dave has a secret squirrel shirt on today, and of course the Alvin Acorn, his sidekick.
No,
it wasn't.
Okay, so
not
your
Alvin
listeners,
Acorn.
Who's listeners? All 3 of you.
6.
Who's secret squirrel's sidekick?
I guessed, and Ron thought. What did you think it was, Ron?
He never.
I didn't say.
He's too young.
All right,
He's too young.
he's not that young.
He's too young to watch
That was
that.
who was Secret
I'm
Squirrel?
too young to watch what?
When it came out, you never saw Secret Squirrel. You're too young. The cartoon, Secret Squirrel, you can't see
Okay, when
me.
did it come out, Dave?
You don't remember it.
Secret Squirrel.
Yeah.
Secret Squirrel.
Was it Rocky with a mask on or what?
No. Yes. Well, no.
It was a squirrel, and it
It was a
was
squirrel with a mask. No, he had the hat over him. Morocco Mole had the fez. Morocco Mole was his...
Barack Obama was his sidekick.
Morocco.
Okay,
Morocco Mole.
I don't remember that either. So
Yeah, 66 and 67.
you're a little too young. And this is what we call a headline grabber. This is how we reel them in right from the start with the headline: lesbians feel pressured to have sex with trans women over fears of being branded transphobic, while those who refuse face death threats, according to activists.
Yep.
So, who didn't see this coming? Now, I gave you a bell, and I just tested you on your bell. Now, Ron, what was the comment about him being a broadcast professional?
Yeah.
I'm just, trying to point things out. This just came out in the Mail on Daily Mail over in the UK, and it says some lesbians claim they've faced accusations of transphobia and threats of violence if they admit they are not attracted to trans women. Lesbians spoken out and said they have at times felt pressured to have sex with the trans women or coerced into accepting them as partners. More than half of the 80 women who responded. So this is a wide-reaching survey by the Daily Mail. 80 women responded to the survey by campaigning group Get the L Out. Or is it Get the L Out? Or is it like the get the L out of here? Is that what it is?
I like it. That's cool.
Reported being pressured or coerced to accept a trans woman as a sexual partner, which in total 66% said they felt intimidated and to receive death threats. What, you don't want to? No response?
How come he's over your shoulder? Isn't that awkward?
It's very awkward, and I did mean to bring this up to our engineers. It's like, why is Ron behind me?
He's watching you.
He's watching me.
He's making a face.
He is making a face.
Put that finger down.
Oh, this whole thing reminds me. It's Robin's birthday. Yesterday, technically. I don't know what it was, I think.
Once a year we celebrate with stupid hats and plastic plates. The fact that you were able to make another trip around the sun. Woo! And the whole clan gathers round and gifts and laughter do abound. And we let out a joyful sound and sing that stupid song.
Happy birthday!
Now you're 1 year older.
And a beat off.
Happy birthday! Your life still isn't over. Happy birthday! You did not accomplish much, but you didn't die this year. I guess that's good enough.
Right? Because considering you could have died.
So let's drink to your fading health and hope you don't remind yourself your chance of finding fame and wealth decrease with every year.
Well, that's the truth.
Does it feel like you're doing laps and eating food and taking naps and hoping that someday perhaps your life will hold some cheer?
Happy birthday!
What have you done that matters?
Right?
Happy birthday! You're starting to get fatter.
Whoa!
Happy birthday! It's downhill from now on.
Right?
Try not to remind yourself your best years are all gone.
No. You got at least a couple of good years left, I swear.
If cryogenics were all free, then you could live like Walt Disney and live for all eternity inside a block of ice.
He's not frozen.
But instead your time is set, this is the only life you get. And though it hasn't ended yet, sometimes you wish it might.
Happy birthday!
You wish you had more money.
Uh-huh.
Happy birthday! Your life's so sad it's
Right?
funny. Happy birthday! How much more can you take?
Uh-huh.
But your friends are hungry, so just cut the stupid cake.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday! Happy birthday, dear.
Phil Stanley.
Stanley. I don't know.
Mojo.
So it was, in fact, Robin's birthday yesterday, and we have not received our gifts.
That was a long song.
Yeah, we do that. What's called killing time.
Wow, I do that. I slay.
Oh,
time.
believe me, we have.
We don't even need a song.
We have considered just running music and not even showing up. And by the way, Robin shares a birthday with William McClure, who was born back in 1763.
And he did what?
Beats crap out of me.
Probably nothing good.
Yeah. Isaac Singer invented the sewing machine yesterday, back in 1811.
Oh, yeah.
And I need a sewing machine. All right, so you're here. Where do you want to start?
Well, I got asked nicely if we might consider discussing another subject beside the COVID.
All right.
And I thought, well, that seems like a reasonable thing. We could talk about politics or talk about lifestyle or talk about, you already checked the box with the lifestyle.
Yeah, did covered lifestyle.
But then I realized, you know what? I'm still angry because it's not just the virus.
Right.
It's the entire control aspect and the fact that my grandson is right in the crosshairs of getting that effing vaccine. My 7-year-old grandson, because I don't know for sure, but I've been ignored for the last 2 weeks after I made a comment.
You
I
made a comment.
I made a comment. Said it was actually a suggestion. Please consider the fact that the kids don't get it, and when they get it, they don't die.
Right.
They don't have sick, and he's got the rest of his life. And this is a vaccine that's not been tested well on kids, and I've been radio silenced.
See, that's the worst part. Is this thing? Not only is it political, it's breaking up family. This is worse, almost worse than the divisions of Trump.
Right. So
it's stunning how this is breaking up friendships and families and businesses, and it's. I've never seen anything like it.
But no, I haven't either. And I can't say it's happening, but because they ignore, they go on radio silence just because they get stressed because they're
just to piss you off.
Well, they're young parents with little kids, and then they got stuff to do.
And you're the grandfather. I can see how they'd be stressed.
I get it. Yeah. Send the kids out here all de-stressed.
Right.
Them. Yeah. It's like, really. Yeah.
So you think he's going to get it?
God, I hope not. But so the request was, could we talk about something else?
Sure.
But it doesn't. It doesn't.
Well, I have the perfect solution right here. It's a generic antidepressant that may reduce severe COVID-19 disease.
What?
It's cheap. They've just imagine that they're discovering new things each day about the Rona. I mean, I find that fascinating, and the treatment of the Rona. So. I mean, it's okay for everything else, but we can't wait to find out what the vaccine does for a few years before we ram it down everybody's throat.
Right. So
that was another test there at the bell. Dinger's broken.
I'm gonna have to get a pay bump for this.
This is you actually we will bump you up to 1.5 times what Ron and I both make.
Okay. So the answer is it's impossible because for the last 18 months that has. It's colored every single aspect
Can't use that word.
of our life. Oh, I know, like the hard pipe hitting people.
Right.
Ron,
Wow.
I didn't say it.
I think this is the time where we let Dr. Sanjay Gupta take over.
Like too many Americans over the last year, Eduardo Veliz suffered the agonizing loss of a family member, his mother-in-law last summer to COVID-19. It's all the 44-year-old high school computer teacher could think about when he tested positive for COVID-19.
And see, here's the thing, and since today is kind of a learning day, since we're Ron, we're teaching Dave the ins and out of the broadcast business. So when
ins and out,
right, that very good. So that when we're taken down, he can sit in this chair and he can take over. What they've done here with this story is they've opened up with a mother dying, and people have died from this, obviously.
Well, complications of
yes, and so you open up. It's like it's the panic porn, and then the guy here, he's her son is like he's freaked out because he's tested positive for it, and so now they're going to tell us what there's something that can help.
In January, he simply didn't want his wife and 3 kids to go through that pain again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the sole provider, so I was very afraid of going to the hospital.
Eduardo was told that there was a
That's a good. I was afraid of going to the hospital. Isn't that interesting? Because when they go into the hospital, what happens most of the time? They get stuck on a ventilator.
Yeah.
Right. Well, because they don't go to the hospital until they're too sick. They're with no treatment.
And not only that, but I've known people who've been in the hospital, have requested the whole therapeutic route or I don't know what you call it, the ivermectin and all the other stuff. And doctors have told them no. I know this firsthand. They've said no.
The hospital refuses them.
Yeah, and there's nothing you can do about it because you're an inpatient.
Right.
Unless you can get your fat ass out the door.
Get out the door. There was a guy that I was, he called it a local radio show. He had gone to a CVS with a prescription for ivermectin.
Oh, I saw that.
Did you see?
And they refused.
They refused to fill it.
They refused to fill it because it was for COVID. If it had been anything else.
The pharmacist.
Yep.
Was it the pharmacist or the assistant?
No, that looked like the pharmacist.
Okay.
That would have been.
So it was either the pharmacist or the assistant who refused. And the guy was like, I don't care what you think. My doctor wrote me the prescription. Fill it. And I don't think they ever ended up getting it filled. He may have, but the point is the initial response was, no, we're not going to fill that because it says here it's for COVID, written by a doctor. It's bizarre. So the guy, when you hear all these stories of people who are going into the hospital and because the usual outcome for whatever reason in the hospital seems to not be good, or those are the stories they shovel at us.
Well, then they tend not to go.
Right, until it's too.
Right.
I hate the hospital. I pretty much have to have a limb of mine laying on the floor and watching the blood drain from my body before I'll step into a hospital.
Right. It does cause some unforeseen complications.
Yes.
So because I'm going to bash on Sanjay, keep going with this.
All right,
what are we doing?
Here's the...
a drug that was showing incredible promise in preventing people from getting sick after being diagnosed. You've probably never heard of it. Eduardo certainly hadn't, but Dr. David Ballware has.
Hold on.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes.
Ballware.
Ballware.
Oh, I thought it was bull.
Ballware.
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 Thing that you know now, if you got COVID, would you take this drug?
I would consider and say yes.
It's called...
All right. But let me just say, here's what the drug is.
Fluvoxamine.
Fluvoxamine.
And it's an antidepressant. That's right, an antidepressant that decreases inflammation in the brain.
All right, so suddenly, this antidepressant, they're all, whoa, look what we discovered. We discovered an antidepressant that helps with your COVID symptoms.
Off-label. Where have I heard something like that
Right.
before?
I mean, but don't hydroxychloroquine or whatever in the the horse paste, as Dr. Gupta, not necessarily him, referred to it as horse paste, but his network did, and he didn't say a damn thing about it. Thank you, Joe Rogan, for pulling that out of him.
We're not done with Gupta. I got.
Well, and so I just the point of it is, they keep discovering new things all the time about this. Hey, new ways to treat it. Look, it's fluvoxamine.
It's a drug used to treat something else used widely and prescribed all the time.
Bizarre.
And with no.
But damn it, shut up and get vaccinated. And I don't care if you get vaccinated or not. It's your choice, you and your doctor. But it's just the way that they manipulate all this information. And we were discussing last night the 97% vaccination rate that we have to achieve. Which it's like, you're never going to get 97 or 98% of the population to do anything.
What worries me about the situation I brought up is the request to talk about something other than COVID.
Right, which I think we've done a good job at so far.
Yes. Is it getting, what's the word when you get fatigue? Are we getting
information overload?
But are we getting fatigued with hearing about it and we just want to move on? I will just get the shot and get over it. It'll be over in a little while and we'll get that herd immunity and we won't ever have to talk about it. Except we're on the 4th booster shot.
And a year and a half, 2 years later.
And just 2 weeks to flatten the curve.
Uh-huh.
And
so it's day, what day is it? What did Seraphin say?
592, I think.
Yeah, 592. Yes, day 592 of 15 days to flatten the curve.
Right. So you people that are like fatigued and want
Right.
to move on and don't want to talk about the virus, it's here and they're using it to control everything.
And the next step, I mean, this is the compliance. This is how far the totalitarians in our government, and it's not just 2 or 3 people. There's a lot of them. I mean, there's 4 million people employed by the federal government, and there are a lot of them that seem, for whatever reason, to want the totalitarian thing. And so they're not going to give up. They're going to keep pushing this and push. And once they get everybody to comply with this, and the rest is smooth sailing. Hey, we got them all to take a vaccine. What's next?
Oh, yeah.
Sounds conspiracy theory. I know.
Well, it's not. It's already happening.
Which is unfortunate. And those people who don't want to hear about it anymore, I hate to say it, but you're part of the problem.
You are. You're the
It
biggest part of
sucks,
the
but-
problem. Because it's the minority trying to get us to do it, and the majority is just rolling over. Grab your ankles and you know.
And this is how tyranny gets a foothold, is because you get it. Oh, crying out loud! All right, fine. What do you want me to do? Fine, I'll do it. Now, will you leave me alone? Let me go back to work. But then they don't leave you alone. It's on to the next thing.
And this is it. You're right. It's absolutely, because this is unprecedented.
Right. And we, growing up and being as old as dirt, we have memories back in the 70s of when the country wasn't like this. It was a lot different. And guess what? At least where I lived and where you lived, black people got along with white people.
Yeah.
And yellow people and brown people.
You just did your thing.
We just, strangely, we all got along. It was really weird. No one was trying to kill anybody. It's, well, I'm sure somewhere there was, but
in
general, everybody got along.
And if you'd have come up with the idea of having racially segregated dorms in a college, I'd be like, it'd be an outrage.
And yes, because 10 years earlier, they had just gotten rid of all of the segregation. For the most part, there's still those pockets in the deep South where you were
right.
But we're celebrating civil rights and all people are equal and all that, and suddenly how has it? 40, 50 years later,
completely reversed.
Jeez.
By the way, is Gupta done?
Yes, yes. So you may rail on Dr. Gupta.
Rail on him? Oh, that's a euphemism.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, leprechaun, I gotcha. So when he was doing his interview with Lamont after the Joe Rogan, so Sanjay Gupta is having his recap with that POS Lamont,
right?
And they're talking about the Rogan interview.
Yep.
And that coward son of a...
He backed down. I saw that.
He backed down. He backed down and said and agreed and didn't, when Lamont's like, oh yeah, but it is a horse dewormer. That's like saying, well, yes, oxygen will kill you. Oxygen is toxic without the context of...
Water will kill you.
Right, but...
And it's everywhere.
The oddity is too much. It's oxygen toxicity. It will kill you. But
love is like oxygen.
Yeah, I knew you were...
Well, it is. You get too much, you get too high. Not enough, you're going to die.
So, I mean, CNN is just out of this.
Yes.
It's just beyond me. But that, I hold the physicians. I've worked for physicians for almost all my adult life. And when one of them does something like that cowardly piece of crap.
Money.
God.
Money. That's what he wants to keep his job. He wants to, which is, again, why I have to applaud Dan Bongino. I don't know how much money he's given up, but he's given a lot of money up to stand up for what's right.
Right. But how much is enough, Gupta? You piece of crap.
Yeah.
Did Cumulus ever do anything to him?
It is not going well.
It is not?
It is not going well.
No.
There have been repeats of his show all this week.
What?
Yeah.
I did not know
Bongino, not Gupta.
Yeah.
Repeats of his show all week. It is not going well.
But if you don't do something to that, that's how they get you. You say, oh, well, I've got to burn that little whatever, because if I don't, I will lose my job. I'll do. Well,
Well, and somebody like Gupta, if he's smart and hasn't blown it all on hookers and blow, he probably has a sizable chunk of change. Now, sizable is, it's
But for
relative, but
the love of heaven, he's a farking doctor.
yeah,
That's his backup plan.
yeah.
He's a doctor.
But again, remember the cancel culture. Even if he was to quit CNN and go back into practice, he'd probably get canceled as a doctor.
Well, it's entirely possible, but I don't know his life. I don't know anything about it, but it's not as if he's an out of work radio host.
No, but I'm saying is that they will cancel if somebody like Gupta, somebody as high profile as Gupta, who's been all over this virus. If he was to come out and say, you know what, guess what, it was a scam. Again, COVID's not a scam; it's a real virus. Blah blah. But the whole overhyped crap and all the politics surrounding it, yeah.
But if he would have at least said to Lamont, I got to find another word, another phrase for those idiots that's just biting and cruel and mean.
Douchebag works.
Douchebag, F-stick.
F-stick is a good one.
So all he'd have to have done was said, Lamont, you piece of shit.
Or he could have said that, yes. He could have.
He could have just said, Don, it is in fact used as a horse dewormer in the veterinary world, but in the human medical world, we use it for many things. So,
and they were giving it to the Afghan refugees, call them what you will. They were required to get it prior to getting on the plane to come over here or leave Afghanistan. So clearly it has been given to humans at the request, or the federal government has required it. So,
right. But just as Rogan said, you're the medical guy.
Right.
So be the medical guy and say, Lamont, hey, I got it. But
yes,
it is a human drug prescribed a lot.
But now we know who he is.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Go to mojo50.com, speaking of money, and get your Christmas 2021 beautiful hand-painted laser etched. Is it etched on or is it cut? It's
cut.
It's
laser
cut.
cut.
Laser
Yeah.
cut. Even the 2021 is cut?
Yep.
Is that like a hole? Am I looking through it?
Well, no one whittled it with their pocket knife. Of course,
there's a white backer. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Aren't you clever? So there's a hidden layer. There's a hidden. Well, it is
Actually,
hidden. I mean, technically, it's kind of hidden behind the and you can see what we're talking about if you go to mojo50.com. It's right there on the front page.
And get you one.
Because and you can't buy these anywhere. But if you donate $25 to mojo50.com, you will get one of these as our gift of thanks.
We sent out the first 8 yesterday. So
we sent out the first 80 yesterday, and so get yours now before they're all gone.
Clear. All right, can you turn Dave's volume up, please? To me. Aux out. I think it's aux.
One.
And he's sitting farther away from the mic than you are.
I'm not.
What's it, again? Broadcast professional?
I'm not. I'm right here.
How's that?
Dave.
I'm right here. What?
Okay.
Is that better? He's doing his Biden impression.
Yeah.
Come
on, man.
Come on, man.
Let's see here. There's two guys.
Still waiting on Cesar.
Dog whisperer sued by gymnast who says she gave up Olympic dreams after a dog bite. That's too bad. All right, let's see here.
I've got him. Hang on a second.
Sure you do.
Answer. Okay. Cesar, we got about 30 seconds. Welcome to the show.
You got it.
Good morning.
Thanks, buddy.
Stand by.
Okay. Yeah, that fan's blowing past your gate.
Is that a euphemism?
Off track. Sunday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. Live free. Mojo 50. The Daily Mojo.
Let's see. Timmy, the retired pilot, using the hashtag. What I learned today is Dave playing Candy Crush on his Obama phone this morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Aren't you the one that says you're not supposed to be, messing around with your electronics?
It's my only screen. I can see the boob pictures they're sending.
Hold on a minute. You've got you can see six screens now.
What's cool is I'm living in the past because there's a lag in the video. Look at me, up and down.
Yes, you are living in the past.
Yeah.
6% C say Podway. Hold on a minute. Everything's over on the left-hand side of me, and it's. Dave G can tell his daughter that her son can always take the jab later if he's wrong about it not being necessary. But if he's right and his grandson gets the jab, then what's her plan B?
Yeah, agree.
But see, this is the kind of thing, and it's nothing new that, grandparents and parents get into tiffs over spoiling the grandkids, doing this, doing that. This is just another layer of issues that has been, and truly, it's almost more divisive than Trump. Who knew that could happen? And Oblivion Flickering had a suggestion, douche sprocket.
Douche sprocket.
I like it.
I have no idea what a douche sprocket is, but hey, whatever it takes.
Sounds cool.
Oh, and I was told that I have a voicemail that.
Are you going to play that now?
No,
Brad, I know you know it's me. I just want my underwear back. I left my underwear.
Whoa, hang on. That's not the right voice.
Back before,
hold on.
How
do you turn the damn thing off? I didn't.
So I would really, really appreciate. Yeah, this is Rocky, bro. And I'm sitting here with Petey, and I'm sitting here with Ron.
Hold on. How do you shut there?
Wow.
By the way, he did not leave his. It wasn't his underwear, technically. That he left. No, this was actually the voicemail that I was left here by.
Hey, I was just calling to see if you needed me to get a hold of Ron to, put a foot in his ass to get that studio done. But you let me know.
You see, the words getting out that it's you're holding up the progress on finishing the studio. And
wait. Who left that voicemail?
It sounded like Jeffy to me, but
yeah.
So
I need to put in my A because
you
can't get your studio done.
I have.
That's great.
Look,
that's great.
Hashtag blame Ron is all I can tell you.
That's what happens.
I mean, even Cesar thinks so. Cesar Ybarra from FreedomWorks is on the line right now. Cesar, how are you?
How you doing, Brad?
Oh man,
I'm doing well. And you? How's another beautiful day in Biden's America, right?
Uh-oh. He had another pep talk from management, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
He had another pep. Now, when you talk to them, you don't get sucked down their rabbit hole of doom and gloom. Thank you.
Suck down the rabbit hole.
Cesar is the Senior Director of Legislative Affairs at FreedomWorks.org. And how are things in Washington, first of all?
Well, I want to start off with a shout out to all of our activists across the country because the Democrats continue to scramble on their Green New Deal infrastructure bill and on their reconciliation bill. They don't have the votes still, and our strategy from day one has been delay. Nancy Pelosi said she was going to put this up for a vote by October 31st. It's Thursday. President Biden goes to his climate change summit to Europe today without a vote, without a win in the books. So leaving the Democrats scrambling is a win. So, shout out because our efforts in scrutinizing every part of the bill has been successful.
So things can be done. It just we have to stand up and get loud and get involved, which, again, it sucks that we have to do this, but we do. We have to be as loud as the in the words of Dave G., our Chief of Global Security F-Sticks, we have to be as loud as them because they are good. For the most part, the progressives and the left are very good at being vocal and making it seem like there's a whole lot more of them than there are of us, which is I don't think that is the truth. So we're just very patient.
Yep, that's correct. That's correct. So and like I said, we won. We're still in the war. Like we've been winning the battles, but anything can go wrong still. So it's important to keep the pressure up and not get cocky.
Are you concerned about Manchin making deals and dumbing down this. Okay, well, it's not 3.5. Let's just do 1.2 trillion or lowering it. What's your thoughts on him? Is he going to cave?
Well, so I don't think with well, it depends who you ask, right? Because anytime Manchin waters down the bill, that means AOC and the squad are going to say, "Hell no, we're not going to vote for that."
Yeah.
So that is the dynamic there. So and AOC has said that that she's not going to vote for a bill that does not meet the socialist moment that they were handed in the 2020 election. So am I concerned, that Manchin is cutting deals here and there on some certain provisions? Maybe, but again, what we're trying to do is continue to scrutinize the bill because there's nothing more, right? So, for example, paid family leave, right? They had it at 12 months. Now they went to 4 months paid 12 weeks paid family leave. Now they went to 4 weeks paid family leave.
Right.
Right. That is still something we can attack because, again, it should not be the federal government
Right.
saying that it should be 12 weeks, 4 weeks. So our bottom line doesn't change. We continue to push on the same policies. It could be a $500 billion bill. It can be a $3.5 trillion bill. To us, it doesn't matter. The fact that this discussion is even having makes us has to do our job to oppose and scrutinize this big government spending package.
How pissed off do you think Nancy Pelosi is behind the scenes?
Oh, she's livid. I don't, because here's the thing. For what, you give credit where credit is due. Nancy Pelosi is a winner, right? She hasn't lost a floor vote in decades.
Right.
She, you just don't become Speaker of the House.
Right.
And the fact that she doesn't have the votes and is not able to put her caucus in line, I mean, she's probably livid. I cannot imagine how livid she is. I don't think she's got enough ice cream in her $30,000 fridge to deal with how pissed she is.
It's just, for some reason, it is just so satisfying to know that somewhere she is sitting pissed off that she can't get something done. And by that something, it's spending money that we don't have. Right now, I guess the price tag for this thing, and honestly, one of the most Googled questions is out there, how many spending bills are there? And all you have to do, you get to about how many spend, and it autofills the rest of the way because that many people don't know how many, and I didn't know either. It's like, how many spending bills do they have going on right now? This particular one is 1.75 trillion now. Hey, that's down. It's 1.75 is less than 3.5, right?
Well, yeah, let's do it.
It's
a bargain. It's like a sale.
Yeah.
But maybe that's been their intention all along. You start somewhere, in the stratosphere, and then even when you get down to the roots and the grass, it's still, we've gotten it down to 1 trillion. Wow, look at us. We've trimmed 2/3 of this.
Well, and the sad part is there is no true debate happening, right? So you made substantial policy change to the tune of $1.7 trillion, and there's not going to be any sort of debate of the economic impacts on the unintended consequences of these debates. They're literally, well, first of all, we don't even have text of the bill of the 1.7 or negotiated things are having, right? Which is what AOC and the squad want. They want to see text of the bill. And I saw a tweet yesterday from a conservative ally who said, you guys, I'm agreeing with AOC here. Is it too much to ask for us to have time to read the bill, digest it, and see what we're going to have the American people put up with for generations to come? I mean, for crying out loud, like the debate has been lost in Congress. That's why it's become a joke, and that's why you have such an overpowered executive branch. That's why you have, the Supreme Court so politicized because Congress has become so feckless that we've punted everything to the Supreme Court. We've punted everything to the executive branch, and all they do is write a bill, pass it, and you can figure it out what's in it later.
Right.
Well, that was her quote from last year.
No, it was technically that was what 2009 to 2010. Wasn't that Obamacare?
Somewhere under.
Yeah,
Yep.
We have to pass
that
the
was
bill.
Obamacare. That's right.
Oh,
we have to pass the bill to see what's in the bill. And people are just like, okay. It's like, wait, hold on a minute. But that's because we haven't been paying attention, and this is the price that we're all now paying for not paying attention to all of this crap and closely enough.
Well, and look at what our efforts have done. So yesterday, 19 House Democrats wrote a letter to Speaker Pelosi, to the party leadership, saying, we're asking you to take out the provisions that would allow the IRS to track Americans' bank transactions. Like now, 19 Democrats are on record opposing that. Why is that? Because activists from across the country have been pushing them to do exactly that, because it is crazy that they're even proposing it. So these are all, again, this is why we do what we do. Because of letters like that, it shows that it's resonating and people are concerned voicing their opinions.
Yeah, and we needed this win because it was getting overwhelming. It just seemed like we were getting hammered at every corner. It's nice to see. I mean, it's a strange day when you find yourself agreeing with AOC. It
is. But again, right? It's not too much task for Congress to read the bills.
Right.
And if I have to agree with AOC or Bernie Sanders on this,
yes,
count me in, because this should be supported by the most socialist and the most capitalistic person in America.
Well, it just makes sense.
Yeah, it's like, why?
Well, how do you vote? I know I have a little OCD, but how do you vote on something either way without knowing what it is?
Well, and what this did, it's
I will tell you this.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I will tell you this. I have heard from congressional staffers, in my previous office that I used to work with, we would have to read every bill, no matter how big or small, so we can make an educated recommendation to the congressman or how he should vote. I literally heard from staffers telling me, "Oh my gosh, you read all the bills? You're like, oh my, well, why don't you just listen to party leadership? They're putting, you have to trust them. That's why they're putting it up for a vote."
Wow.
I'm like, well, that's why you get so few members of Congress. That's why you get these votes of 400 voting yes and 14 voting no. You know why those 14 are voting no? Because they read the bill and they see how unconstitutional it is. They see how screwed up the process is. They see how much lawmaking authority we are delegating to the executive branch. All of these little things matter. The devil lies in the details, and if you're not willing to do your job and scrutinize the details, then you shouldn't be in Congress. Congress is not for you to, go out and build a profile for yourself. Congress is there so you can legislate and restore the proper role of government in America. That is why people should be going to Congress, not to get on Fox News, not to get on MSNBC, not to build their Twitter profile. And that is what's wrong with Congress, that it's become nothing more than an extension of mainstream media.
Well, and we've seen over the past 4 or 5 years now what they are really like. And that's, if anything good has come out of this, it's the fact that they've exposed themselves for who they are. People can actually see it now. And unfortunately, we're also feeling the effects of the really stupid decisions a lot of these people are making. It's starting to hurt us, and more people are paying attention to it. So hopefully we'll get more folks on the bandwagon to at least, at the very least, just to get government back in control, if that's possible.
Get control of government.
Right.
So that we hold those folks more accountable, like Cesar's.
Yeah,
people.
That's just it, and they all go up wide. They don't all, but there are exceptions. But a lot of them go up there not having much money, and they come out Harry Reid rich, and it's
yes,
it's
well. There's
stunning.
There's a Twitter account that shows you all of the investments that Nancy Pelosi has made, and she said, and it says if like 10 years ago you would have made if you would have put $5,000 in all of the investments that Nancy Pelosi had made, you would be like hundreds of thousands of dollars rich today.
Weird.
But again, I'll have to send it to you. But yeah, these guys are very plugged in. They, this is why they get rich. I don't want to accuse them of anything, but that's the problem in America. It's the political class.
Oh, I'll accuse him of it. Either that or it's the biggest coincidence to ever happen. The fact that she has her nose in this stuff, and suddenly her husband is making investments that are directly correlated to legislation that may or may not be coming through.
Yeah, and remember, these folks are making $174K a year. Yeah. That is their congressional salary. That's public record. How do you become a multimillionaire? I don't know.
Right. Well, but hey, it's like Pete
it's crazy.
Buttigieg said, I guess it was his husband who said it. Hey, it's tough we couldn't get the 2-bedroom apartment in D.C. with the den. I mean, they're expensive. And, he's pulling what, $250, something like that, for doing what?
Well,
we don't know.
And look at, but also he wants to buy it in he wants to live in one of the swankiest places in D.C. in Navy Yard. It's brand new apartment complexes. That's where AOC lives. That's where all these, it's very close to the Capitol. Well, you can go and live in Southeast DC and buy property for very cheap.
Right.
We'll see how you like living there. You can definitely afford it, but no, he wants to live where the ritzy people live. So
Right.
I don't have any pity for them.
They should probably invest in some high-grade weapons if they're going to move to.
Not in D.C.
Yeah, in D.C. It's tough.
Unless you're, of course, a congressman.
Right, exactly. All right, Cesar Ybarra again, and I have to keep looking because I am not used to saying it yet. Senior Director, Legislative Affairs at FreedomWorks.org. Thank you for the good news, and you can let the folks in charge know that you stayed positive.
One more thing.
Uh-huh.
Stay tuned because Biden's going to be at the Capitol talking to the Democrats at 9 a.m. in about 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of news will come out of that meeting.
Yep.
Yay. I can't wait to see how far he gets into the speech before he botches it. I love doing that. All right,
Thank you, guys.
Be well.
See you, Cesar.
All right.
The Daily Mojo.
I tell you, it's worth, if you can get past the annoying parts of listening to Biden speak, which is pretty much everything.
Is that hocus pocus?
Anytime he opens his mouth.
Every time he opens his mouth is what hocus pocus.
Go down on that thing you just moved.
Hold on a minute.
Go down. Go
Wow.
here. I got it.
Going.
Jeez.
Going.
No, what are you talking about?
Right. Stop. Up at the top on that left-hand column.
Are you talking about Rick Moranis?
I can't see. It looked like the Bette Midler or Hocus Pocus thing. I can't see it.
For the record, Your Honor, Dave G. now believes that Rick Moranis in Spaceballs as Dark Helmet looks like Bette Midler.
The girl, the thing on the white figure.
That would be a styrofoam ball.
No, I can't see. I don't get a screen.
That's becoming apparent. You thought a styrofoam ball looked like Bette Midler?
In that Hocus Pocus when she's got the fake buck teeth and the weird hair. Yeah.
Those weren't fake. Those were.
That's what she really looks.
She really looks like that.
Oh, good.
So up here on our spotlight shelf, and again, for those of you who have not yet seen the spectacular new $1.6 million set that we have had built for us in the basement of the Desert Air Motel, we now have
Took over the whole basement.
It really is. I mean, if you can get past the sounds of the pipes hissing, and I didn't even know the place had a basement.
Mm-hmm.
Surprise. A lot of rat poop. But that's why we have Doc Kitty. So the spotlight shelf there is, I'm going to see if I can transfer the fecal touch to interviews coming up, I think, next week. We have an interview with, and maybe this week.
With that guy?
The writer, Daniel Device, the author of King of the Blues, The Rise and Reign of B.B. King. Who doesn't love B.B. King?
Well, that's pretty cool.
When did you say that was?
I don't know. It's coming up sooner or
Ron,
later.
Ron should probably know.
I don't know. Yeah, it's
Let's see.
see the little on the logo there.
That's
It's
in
with
November
Brad Staggs
sometime.
and producer Ron.
Ron.
Right, producer
Yeah,
Ron.
yes.
So he's supposed
November,
to know those things.
November 4th.
That's next week.
Yep.
All right, so we'll see if I have the fecal touch by putting it up there on the spotlight shelf, along with APR coffee. Now, we know that does not obviously have the fecal touch.
There is no fecal in APR coffee.
What's the feral cat, or not the feral
Yeah, I
cat,
don't
what's
know.
serval cats?
Sir, that's kind of a weird coffee anyway.
Where the serval...
Would you try it? Would you drink
Sure,
that?
I put worse in my mouth.
Hey, man, if it hasn't killed anybody, I'm up for it.
You know what the serval coffee is?
No.
It's cat poop, dude.
The cats eat the coffee beans.
Then poop it out.
And
then they brew. They take
the intact beans and because it passes through the digestive system and adds some thing.
What the hell could it possibly add?
No, I don't. That fad thing. I'm just not.
Who decided that was? Who was the again?
Who was the first person?
Right.
Who's the first person? Huh?
Say, hey,
look at there.
It's the same dumbass who looked at an egg coming out of the butt of a chicken. Yeah, you know what? We need something to drink with the egg.
At least they ate the inside of the egg.
But who the hell even thought to do that?
Well, people who were starving. We don't have that excuse
You
anymore.
see something coming out of the butt of something else, and you go, "I'm hungry. I want to eat that."
It's not the butt.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the same hole. Well, do not ever Google how chickens make eggs.
Okay.
It is.
It's survival. Been eating eggs of animals since.
Yeah, but the first person to do it, they
was
didn't.
hungry.
Why didn't they eat the chicken?
Because then they wouldn't lay eggs anymore.
How'd they know that the eggs were going to taste good?
Because they ate bird eggs and lizard eggs and other kinds of stuff.
So somebody somewhere was the first person to pick up an egg and go, pop that in their mouth and squash it and all that.
Yeah, but it wasn't pooped out. Any rate.
Anyway, so your cat poop and coffee. Don't forget to go to APR Coffee. It's American Pride Roasters Coffee, AmericanPrideRoasters.com. It's not a civet cat; it's a serval cat.
Hey, do you remember a girl named Wanda Hyman? And that's not even a joke.
Here.
No, it's not a joke.
I know a fish named Wanda.
Really?
No.
She had that last name.
I'm dead serious. So Brad and I.
Oh my God.
So I was at one elementary school, and it was fourth grade. I left in fourth grade.
And this was last week.
Went to another school across town. Brad came into that school. Brad went into that school.
Well, we've created a monster.
So I left I left the neighborhood. I came back a few years later, and that's when Brad and I became friends. But so I don't remember exactly if Wanda was in junior high school, because Brad and I went to two different junior high schools. There was a girl, Wanda Hyman. You don't remember? So did she make it to our high school?
It signed.
You don't remember her?
I mean, I remember the name, but
Wanda Hyman. Can you imagine
Hyman.
that? I mean, that was her name.
I cannot imagine. Can you imagine that? Ron?
She probably got married just to get rid of that name. Can you imagine? Yeah. Wow.
If she married like George Wacker.
Yeah.
Robert Dick.
Robert.
She's like, damn it, I just can't win.
Hey,
wow.
Here's an ADD moment.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that commercial? It's a pro-vaccine commercial, and this cute little girl, she's about eight years old, and she's sitting on a couch with her dad. And those dirty son of a biscuit eaters that I want to slay with my double-handed broadsword of justice. The girl is going, Dad, I'm not old enough to get the vaccine. I can't do it, but you can, and you need to do it for me because I want you there at my wedding, and I want you there for the rest of my life. And he says, Angel, for you, I'm going to get the That's a Texas commercial.
It
That's
works.
a Texas
It
department.
Works. That's some of these vaccine ads have been very...
In Texas, though, I would really surprise me that Texas did it.
Texas is getting really close.
It
which
is.
It's purple.
It is.
And it's...
Shit. We almost thought it was going blue.
Yeah, I was worried about that. But that kind of...
Beto's still out there.
Yeah.
But that goes back into that that miserable demon whore Pisaki.
She speaks very highly of you.
Oh, can you? I mean, everything that comes out of her mouth is.
Yeah.
Ring the bell. Yeah.
Well, you haven't said anything yet.
Everything that comes out of her mouth is just. Well, I mean, the last thing that pissed me off was just her involvement. This is last week with Peter Ducey talking about the DOJ. The involvement with Biden. Remember how he promised not to
weaponize the DOJ.
Weaponize the DOJ.
And then the first thing he did was weaponize the DOJ.
Right, he did. But to hear that woman, she knows what she's doing.
Pisaki? Of course.
Pisaki knows what and the way she talks is just to cover and to keep that machine rolling.
I thought she was quitting. I thought she was like, when's she out of there?
I thought I heard that too, but it just
4 or 5 months, because it's sooner or later you run out of soul. I mean, every day when you let a little more leak out.
Come on.
Good. You have.
I can't imagine doing that job.
That's not true. That feeds her soul because she's going to hell.
Wow.
Because she is the Antichrist.
Holy cow.
Look what the Chinese hypersonic missile tests.
Right.
Remember
we
that?
welcome the competition.
We welcome how do you say that with a straight face unless you are an evil, satanic bitch?
is send all complaints to ron@mojo50.com.
Can we not get Dave an email address? That'd be great.
I'd
Thanks.
be.
It's
remember over there on the little thing it says producer Ron.
The email you can reach me is mindyourowneffingbusiness@fu.com.
That's right. None of what we talk about is ever on my script, Brad. I don't know how I can resolve that.
Right, exactly.
Oh, can I vent my spleen against the government again?
I have a feeling you're going to do it.
You're going to do it anyway.
Andrew
Hit it.
McCabe. Did you guys talk about him at
I
all?
love him at the Christmas parties.
So
he
the
is
FBI
amazing.
McCabe. Remember they stripped his pension because he lied?
Not anymore.
Flat out, they gave him back his pension.
They gave him back our money.
He got a pension for committing a felony.
Yeah.
And Flynn, who got entrapped. I mean, even if you said he lied too, well, Flynn still. I mean, he got pardoned, but the system didn't do it. Only one guy did, and he pardoned him. So that
they'll ruin your life. But if you like Pisaki's doing, I guarantee you, Pisaki will get. Does she get a pension?
Oh, I'm sure she does.
I don't know because I think she's not a GS employee. I don't think. I think as an appointee, she's not a government service. Like McCabe was a GS 15 or a GM 13 or something. The management. So he was a. I don't know.
I just
That's a
typed
good
in,
question.
does White House press
Didn't
secretary
McCabe
get a penis?
Didn't he get fired like a week before his retirement?
He did, and I know that's a dirty thing to do in general, to fire someone just before you. Well, let's see. How about the lieutenant colonel, the Marine, who's got 17 years and he could retire in 3, but they're going to court-martial him?
Right.
Yeah. So how does that work? But it just pisses me off that he committed a crime. He said he committed a crime.
Yep.
He got busted for committing a crime, and now he got his pension back. So that pension is not only money, it's health care, it's all that stuff that he got. Do
you know how much the Army Chief of Staff makes?
Oh, I can't even imagine.
According to this is Tech Staffing Pros, $157 a year. The Navy Chief of Staff, $149 a year. Let's see, the President of Staff. One says the Chief of Staff for the President, according to the Wall Street Journal, Reince Priebus and John Kelly, Trump's first 2 chiefs of staff, made $180,000 each.
I mean, I don't gainsay them employment because, I mean, in the private sector they could get more.
Then,
can
they?
In general, I
what is it that they do well?
I didn't say that. I'm just talking about.
That's my point. If they were to, if Chuck Schumer or Mitch McConnell had to go out into the private sector and do something,
but those guys have been
what
around
would they
for
do?
Yeah,
right.
but
Lawyers.
But
I
that's
guess.
a different. They've been entrenched in that system for decades. Kelly and those other guys. It does take a lot out of you to be a government employee. That a political employee. It's just like
a public servant.
A public servant. It does. It's not
such a great term.
It's not easy.
It could be.
It could be. The point I'm trying to make is the money that to get good people, you have to pay.
All right. Okay. So where are the good people again? Remind me.
I know.
What are we? We're paying them a lot of money. We're supposed to be getting good people.
Outside of DC.
Because you don't want, once you get sucked into that, hey, 18 seconds, I'm paying attention.
Yes. Everybody has been noticing that you've been watching yourself on the screen.
It is.
See, this is why we haven't given you a screen up until now.
Look at my hands.
It's a broadcast professional thing, Ron. What is it? See? I know.
He gets entranced in the delay.
Yes, he does.
There's a delay.
It happens to all of us. I don't know what's coming up next, but something.
Oh, my song coming
your
up
Daily
next.
Mojo.
Clear.
I need some place to put my feet.
You need. I know exactly what you need. You need what's wrong with the little foot ring?
Because the hour drive.
Oh my God.
You're welcome.
There's a button. Stop hitting that button, Brad. Stop hitting that button.
It's the let's see. We need more like Jim Jordan from Ohio, who go head to head with the knuckleheads.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Paul just had to leave us at 9 because he has a meeting.
Who did?
Paul. You know what? Cancel Paul. Get him out of there. If you can't stay for the full 2 hours. What makes it a hard life is when you're playing the devil's part. If you were sincere and really doing your part for your country, it would not be that hard. Look at Trump. He hasn't aged that much. Look at the rest of it. That's a good point. Really, Trump did not.
He didn't, did he?
Yeah, I've not thought about that.
Obama, Clinton.
Dude, Obama looked rough.
Wow.
After
They all do.
Yeah.
But Trump really kind of looked the same. He may have put on a little weight.
Yeah, but the stress level wasn't a big deal.
Interesting.
It wasn't as big a deal. So
that's a great point, Jamie. She put Hillary and Circle back in the same room, which is the Antichrist. Good question. Who was the first person to eat oysters?
You do what you do, man.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like you open up a hard shell and you find a snot ball in it. It's like, whoa, give that to me now. And I don't mind oysters. I
like oysters.
Crave them. Well, you know why? When you eat an oyster, what do you do?
When I eat an oyster,
drink heavily.
I pick it up on the fork, dunk it in the freaking sauce, and throw it in my mouth.
So you got your what is it? Horseradish. And you've got your, what's the other sauce? The red stuff.
The red stuff, yeah, I don't know.
So you dunk it in both of those?
I dunk it in, yeah.
You could dunk a cow turd in that, and what you taste is the spices from the sauces.
Yeah, but it's the consistency is the thing with the
Blow a big snot into a Kleenex and do the same thing.
What you're forgetting is 10,000 years ago, you didn't have a choice. You ate what you could to survive, and that's all there was.
How do you know? Were you there? See? How do you know they didn't have Luby's cafes back then?
Yeah, exactly.
Or Lubby's.
Isn't that Luby's?
Yeah, it's Luby's, but we had a friend who called it Lubby's.
Lubby's.
Where's Donna Hooper?
You'll have to find her. She's out there. She's been pissing off everybody on Facebook. She's good at it.
Yeah.
She went in.
Pissing off everybody.
But you can find her. All you have to do is engage.
At my level of sophistication, she's coming to me.
All right. Good luck with that one. Let's see. The White House staff. How does... there's the devil incarnate right there. She makes...
Is she a GS employee? Never mind. I got this. I got this one.
Did you... where the hell is it?
I got this one.
Okay. Where the hell is it? I don't know what the hell she makes. Oh, wait a second.
La, 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 la.
Wow.
Watch the Liberty Lighthouse live stream.
Until tomorrow, protect your liberties. Once they're gone, there's no getting them back.
If we weren't so bad.
To puppy rape.
I like to cuss.
Do I want to keep my penis?
Cat wants some black titties.
We wouldn't be so good. Mojo.
Never gets old.
5-0. The mothership has landed.
All right, Jamie in the Facebook chat room brought up a great point. Talking about basically how a lot of people in government make the job way too hard because they are activists and not public servants. But when you look at pictures of the president from the day he gets inaugurated to the day he leaves office, generally it looks like they've aged like 20 years. I mean, they just look like crap. But Trump didn't. And I'd not ever thought about that. But he really kind of looked the same. He may have put on a few pounds.
Yeah, I think the stress situation, he didn't get the stress jump that maybe.
That's because he lives in that kind of stress normally.
I think he eats it up. I think that's his personality.
Yeah.
And who was it? Patrick obviously missed the first part of the show. We'll discuss that with him later. Or was it? No, he left. Hold on. Who was it? Oh, it was Kerry. Kerry, he missed the first part of the show and wants to know what is on your shirt, Dave G.
Oh, dude, where's my camera?
It'd be the one right there with the red light on it.
Yep.
That'd be the only camera there is at the moment. Whew. We've created a monster. It's a secret squirrel. And,
For anybody watching.
And his sidekick, Alvin Acorn. So
Morocco mole, you goon.
And the
that was me peeking around Dave. That's funny.
Yeah. Let's see. F in Florida Man. Dave remembers the camera is still on during the break, right? Yeah, I noticed that too, F in Florida
Dave.
Man. So I will just remind him that the camera's on during the break.
My pants were up and my finger was not in my nose. That's all you get.
Or in your butt.
In
There
my
you
butt.
go.
I was
You
scratching
say
my
that
butt.
like it's a bad thing. Do I have it? I guess I do have it.
He's a former Navy SEAL and Muppet enthusiast. Please silence all cell phones and electronic devices and enter the skip. Prepare to be debriefed. Now presenting the Mojo 50 Global Security Brief, Lord David
Hovenhar. And it's brought to you, of course, by the Tool School Linktree. So all you have to do is
Shoot, I forgot to put that on the Instagram.
You don't have a link. You don't have the Linktree.
No,
you didn't bring the Linktree with you.
You didn't send it to me.
I did send it to you.
Hey, Brad.
What?
I have Linktree.
Oh,
I tried to
got
cut
it.
that off before you asked me. So
You got it.
I
You did
didn't,
good preemptive.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, this is leave the comedy to Dave.
Hey.
But it's just Linktree Tool School, and you will find it, and you will find all the links to everything that will give you happiness in this world.
Hey, I need to put the link to Linktree on the Instagram. So
I believe it's there, is it not?
I think I had the Amazon store on there. But
Well,
one
there
of
you
them-
go. So then the Amazon store needs to be on the Linktree.
I'll get yes,
And keep the
absolutely.
Linktree watered.
Hey,
otherwise it'll die.
I just want to give a shout out to my favorite people, In-N-Out Burger.
Yes, In-N-Out Burger.
So why were you eating QT when you came in?
So because In-N-Out's not open.
Oh, all right.
Hey, so two things about In-N-Out Burger. Do you remember the cool bumper stickers?
The In-N-Out, the ones that said In-N-Out burgers,
In-N-Out.
and then you would take out the B so that it was
and
an
the
R
R.
and the S, and it would be
So Ron-
In-N-Out Urge.
So Ron, it used to say In-N-Out on the first line, and then Burger, and of course some wit cut off the B and the R of the burger, so it said In-N-Out Urge.
Sounds like there's an echo in here.
And then
I like In-N-Out Urge.
In-N-Out Urge, but because they're
don't know what it
but they are
means.
kind of religious. The family's religious,
Right.
And so they're like,
Which,
Wait,
but-
the family's religious, but
Oh,
they
yeah.
came up with a name called In-N-Out Burger.
because
good grief, man, get your head out
Okay,
of the
so-
gutter. You get
so-
in there, you get out.
Well, wait a minute. So way back when Brad and I were teenagers, the In-N-Out Burger was a little hole in the wall with a drive-in and outside tables, and you went in and you went and you got out. I mean, it was run by Mexicans. I mean, that was San Fernando Valley, and that's what you did. And it was a little greasy spoon. I mean, there was 20 of them back then.
Are they prevalent? I mean, are they really prevalent in California?
Holy mother, yeah. Big
no,
time.
but there's a lot of them.
But
California is really hammering down on these guys.
But look at yeah, and that's what I was bringing up is the Costa, one of the counties
Exactly.
in San Francisco-ish. They shut down the one on Fisherman's Wharf because they refused to. So as I understand it, it wasn't about vaccines. They were.
They wanted to check. They were being required to check the status of everybody coming into the restaurant.
Yeah, and segregate them.
Yeah, there had to be.
And that's the thing is they posted signs that said you were required to be vaccinated. They just didn't want to be the freaking vaccine police.
Well, they shouldn't because so you're going to get these 18-year-old kids who to come up. If someone tried to do that to me, they'd punch them right in the throat. But
of course, that'd be assault, but that's okay.
And that's battery.
Oh.
So if you lay your hands on someone, that's battery.
What
But
if you do it gently?
So in an up and down motion.
Is that assault?
If you do it in an in and out motion,
right.
Thanks, go with it.
Gently.
You just tickle them lightly.
So yeah, a second one. So the same person who asked us not to talk about COVID said on Fisherman's Wharf, where the first In-N-Out was closed, there's a hotel down there, and that's the only place to eat. So they're stupid enough to impact their
Have you been to San Francisco lately?
I will never go again. Last time I went was about 5 or 6 years ago. It was hateful. It was miserable.
It's literal. I've never been to a city and watched people take a dump on the sidewalk.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a woman.
I missed that.
I mean, it's
but good for them.
Stunning that when you walk out of some hotels, and we'd stopped actually to pick somebody up from a hotel to go to the studio, and she had to walk by 2 or 3 people squatting on the sidewalk in front of the hotel, either peeing or pooping. It was
if you go to visit San Francisco, if they could just drop you off on Pier 39 and pick you up there, it wouldn't be so bad.
No, because there was an old museum, an arcade museum there on the pier. I don't know if it's still there or not, but they had really cool old arcade games.
Yeah,
that area is cool. Yeah. And by the way, if you want to go to Alcatraz, you better make reservations now. I don't know if they still do it, but you can't just walk up and because it's like 6 months waiting list.
And have a mask and vaccine.
Yes, it was. At least that's the way it was.
Huh.
Yeah, you couldn't just walk up. There was like, oh yeah, you had to make reservations 6 months prior.
No, that place could just run over by a volcano. Lava could spew out of it.
Well, the problem is it's a beautiful place if you take the people out of it.
Well,
it's like California. It's a beautiful state, but it's just the people there are screwing it up so bad. And the people in charge, and the people electing the people in charge.
Yeah, well, like they talked about the referendum, the Newsom referendum, and getting those sound bites from he's doing a great job. He did great with this and that and the other thing. I just thought I would mention.
And they elected
In-N-Out.
Jerry Brown twice.
Yeah,
Governor Moonbeam.
Yeah.
Florida sent a letter to In-N-Out Burger.
What'd they say?
Said,
come on down,
guys. Come on down. We'll let you open up right here.
Who was it tweeted the picture out yesterday of the bottom? They put little messages on the bottoms of their cups. Oh, there it is right there.
Yeah.
Infringed, whatever the hell. Retweeted David Wohl, and it's on the bottom of the In-N-Out. Let's go, Brandon. On the bottom of the In-N-Out.
No,
it's not.
I bet you that's fake.
It's got to be.
It's going to be fake.
Why would it be fake?
Because someone added it there, because they wouldn't do that.
Why wouldn't they? That's the whole idea behind Let's Go Brandon, so you're not saying F Joe Biden.
But I'm just telling, I'll bet you a double-double that is not legitimate. They put Bible verses on their cups.
They do.
They didn't. It's not that's not a bet. Again, lunch. Hey, well, you have an opportunity because you're going to help me, right? Still?
Help? What does this help you speak of?
So
are you sure that's not real?
I'm betting it's not. I have no factual evidence, but I will bet a lunch that it is in fact fake. But I do like.
You say so.
I do like the fact that they are standing up. But it's easy because it's a privately held company, and it's the granddaughter in charge, and she pretty much can say yes, no, go ram it up your poop chute. I'm not doing that.
Wow, that seems a little.
But she can. I mean, it's not a discussion of whether she's worthy. It's the fact that there's no public, it's not publicly traded, so there's no shareholders, even though there's a board of directors.
All right, not to put you on the spot or anything. Alec Baldwin, guilty or not?
Oh, he's third down my list. I forgot. He's guilty as sin, and you know why why it pisses me off is because of that La La Land. Hollywood bullcrap. Liam Nelson. Oh, I hate guns. Guns are bad. Guns kill
Liam
people.
Nelson?
I got the name
Liam
wrong.
Neeson?
Neeson, sorry.
I like him. I don't want to talk bad about him.
I do like him as an actor, but the guy's been in how many shoot 'em up movies and then comes out and says guns are bad. He's got Bodyguard, but guns are bad.
I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear about Liam Neeson.
Back to Alec Baldwin.
I like Liam Neeson.
I actually like Alec Baldwin as an actor.
As an actor, yes.
Yes, but one gun safety class, and that lady would still be alive.
I'm telling you, Will Smith is catching a lot of play right now.
Is he?
Because of that one video of him clearing that gun when they were choosing weapons for Bad Boys 3.
Right.
And they were all looking at the table. That guy reaches across and grabs that pistol, and he points it at Will Smith. Not on purpose.
Right.
Will Smith snatches it out of his hand, clears the gun, puts the magazine back in, and hands it back to him. He says,
kidding.
"We have no gun safety here." And
Right.
it's so funny. It's just
Yeah.
a funny video, but that's getting a lot of play right now.
Oh wow, that's awesome. But that's my point is that all of those Hollywood elites, they piss and moan just like Pelosi and Boxer and all that. Oh, guns are bad, except for my security detail. So
Right.
Baldwin should never have had his finger on the trigger.
Now he had
pointing.
to, this was a double action too, so he had to cock it.
Right. What
he had to to cock it before it would fire. He could have squeezed.
It wasn't the word. It was the that you did. But what?
I sent you that link, Dave.
Okay, thank you. There are so many things that went wrong
He
there.
cross drew. He was cross drawing, and so he brings it up and cocks it.
And
at that point, who knows? I mean, obviously, the trigger got pulled, or he didn't cock it all the way, and he released the hammer. And but
nonetheless,
he was holding the damn gun when he fired the gun, and she's dead.
And she's dead.
That's the
the problem is he's the producer on that movie.
Oh, he's going down hard.
And who was it? What attorney is it that's talking about? Yes, charges can be brought, but we're going to we're going to do our investigation. We're going to do something like that. Anybody else inadvertently shooting someone with a gun is involuntary manslaughter automatically.
Oh yeah. So I
don't see how it's anything else.
There were a huge number of factors that caused this lady's death, and they were all unavoidable. One, if there's someone out there in the listening audience, I have no idea about sets, but why in the world is there a live round anywhere near that set?
Word is that some of the crew was using the guns because it's not a prop gun; it's a gun,
right?
And
a gun.
It's a gun.
It's a gun.
I mean, a prop gun would be a rubber gun. It's a gun being used as a prop, but it's not a prop gun. And the reports, according to one of the affidavits, was that they were out there using it to shoot cans, go up.
Right, totally. I mean,
and they shouldn't be doing that.
Absolutely, there's no way, there's no reason for live rounds to be there. If you're using a prop gun, if you're going through moves and such, you should have a blue painted.
Should just be rubber. There's no reason for
wood. Right, it doesn't matter what you're using the muscle memory. So there's so many things that went wrong with that. I don't know if this is true, but I heard to answer your question, guilty as hell. He should be stripped of everything he owns in a civil court, and then after he gets butt reamed in a criminal court.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
But what I heard was for some kind of cost savings that they combined the position of armorer and prop master. I don't know if that's accurate.
Say that one more time. I wasn't listening. You lost me.
That they combined the positions of prop master
and armorer.
And so an armorer, I mean, especially when you're talking about the someone's life.
Yeah, the armor should have been right there on the set.
But
if it's not a rule, it should be. The armor should be if the gun is going to be used on the set in any way, shape, or form. The armor should be standing
has custody
right there.
of it all the time. I mean, there's no question. So that was another mistake.
If it's not in the actor's hand, it needs to be in the armor.
In the custody of the armorer. Yeah. That is.
Well, in this AD, they are throwing Dave Halls is the guy's name, and he is.
But this guy's got a history, dude.
He does, but what I'm saying, it doesn't matter. It could have been Hitler handing the gun to Alec Baldwin.
Right.
It doesn't matter who handed him the gun, what they said, why they said it, where they said it. If they had it, the gun is now in his hands. Before he pulled the trigger, cocked the thing, he should have cleared it.
Absolutely. Right. If that would have happened off a movie set, as Ron said, that would have been manslaughter.
Right.
Involuntary manslaughter.
It's a horrible thing. And again, it's the, like Dan Andros said earlier this week, from the faith perspective, cut the guy out. We are all sinners and we all make mistakes. Alec Baldwin, though, he's been such a douchebag to pretty much everybody for so long that you feel like it's karma swinging around and smacking him in the face. And unfortunately, this woman happened to be there when karma whacked Alec Baldwin.
And I know I'm splitting hairs because it matters to me, but it's the thing that I was talking about you and your Nelson guy or Nelson line.
Liam Neeson?
Yeah, that guy.
I like him.
The hypocrisy.
I will find you.
I will fight.
Special set of skills.
The hypocrisy is what bugs me.
Yes. He's not an American, by the way.
No, he's not. But he can sure spew his bullshit
He's
about
Irish. Isn't he?
right.
Or Scottish.
No,
Same
he's
thing.
Irish.
Same thing.
But he can still spew about American laws and American. Maybe he's a naturalized citizen. I don't know. But when you say things like that, and then do something opposite. So how is it that you can make millions of dollars on shoot 'em up movies, being a bad guy, whoop-de-doo, and then come out and say, and use guns in your movies, and then come out and say, oh, guns should be banned. Guns are bad.
By the way, this is the headline over at Fox, published 7 hours ago. Alec Baldwin rust shooting. Police not exactly sure of actor's whereabouts, but say he's cooperating. So they don't know where he is, but he's cooperating with them.
Of course he is.
It's one of those things. I mean, if this were you and this had happened, which of course we know it wouldn't, but would you just take off for the hills? Because, I mean, if Alec Baldwin thinks, oh, crap, man, I'm going down for this, and, they're not going to take me alive, is he gone?
No, he doesn't care. He knows that he's safe. He's safe.
I'm not so sure he is safe.
Yeah, he'll come out. He'll come out paying money.
I think he's already written a couple of checks.
It won't affect him. It's just like this, the pro sports players who do something and they have a $50,000 fine. Okay, 50,000, whatever, and they just move on, and it's done.
They recovered the slug from the director's shoulder, so it went through her into him.
It went through her abdomen, didn't it?
Yeah, but he was probably kneeling down or like to look at the shot. She's standing next to the camera.
But usually those soft lead bullets either fragment or deform, and they don't leave the body, especially those low velocities.
Yeah,
so I don't know what happened.
This was apparently went right through into him, and they got it out of him.
Clearly it happened. I mean, I'm just saying. So on another humorous note.
Yes. Wait, hold on. Where was the first humorous note?
Oh, Alec Baldwin's a piece of shit.
Okay.
So did you read that?
I'm just trying to keep up.
Did you see the State Department and their passport?
Oh, yes. Did
you guys talk about that?
No, but they...
So, Ron, the State Department of yours and my,
it's ours.
Our country,
this land is your land.
Is now issuing passports with a non-binary gender.
It's an X
you can
gender.
Be an X gender. So when you take your vacation in, let's say, Iran or China or any of those other peoples, they will castrate your ass and feed you to the hogs.
Yeah, so that's it's being hailed as a milestone for passport applicants who don't identify as male or female. The United States issued first, U.S. Special Diplomatic Envoy for the what?
Yep.
The U.S. Special Diplomatic Envoy for LGBTQ rights?
Yep.
What the hell is that?
And a guy that makes a gal, or somebody.
They?
I mean, them.
What?
That makes $180,000 a year to be the special envoy.
What the hell do they do?
They go around the world talking about those kinds of access concerns.
Wow.
Can you, a job you want, right?
It's for 180 grand. Yeah, I'll run around the world and called the moves historic and celebratory, saying that they bring the government documents in line with the lived reality that there is a wider spectrum of human sex characteristics than is reflected in the previous two designations. But wait, I thought sex and gender were different.
Well, of course.
Hasn't that been the argument?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now your passport can say you're gender X.
Yep, it sure does.
And it will not work.
And they won't require like birth certificates anymore for that, right?
Oh, see, this is the problem. It's become so confusing. It's become confusing to the point where people are afraid of how to address people.
But it's self-defeating because the whole idea of a passport is to travel outside the United States.
Right.
So there are places, an example is, or used to be, Peru, Ecuador, Israel, and any other state in the area.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a stamp from Peru, you can't get into Ecuador, or Ecuador, you can't get into Peru because they're pissed off at each other. Same thing with Israel. If you have an Israeli stamp on your passport, there's some Arab countries you can't get into.
Right.
Because they're like, you went into the pig dog Israeli, Zionist, blah, blah, blah. So there are times when I've had, other than 2 passports. One you use when making those travel arrangements. So now, I see it on the screen. Now, is that Bette
Squirrel.
Midler? Is that Bette Midler? Is that Bette Midler and Hocus Pocus?
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm joking because I can finally see the screen and I made a mistake earlier. But so you're going to use that passport and
There's
potentially...
Bette Midler.
So what happens if you get to a country and let's say there was a natural disaster or your flight got delayed or something happened and you land in a country that is
mean?
Now what? Your country has just issued you a passport that they could.
Well, no. It's not what this says. The Special Diplomatic Envoy for LGBTQ rights says when a person obtains identity documents that reflect their true identity, they live with greater dignity and respect.
Yeah. So,
is that from other people or from themselves?
Have you ever been in a plane that landed in a place you didn't think it was going to land? I was traveling somewhere.
Yes.
I was traveling somewhere and the plane broke and actually caught on fire. And we landed in a place that didn't recognize the passport that I had. They wouldn't let me out of the airport until they...
Be a problem.
Yeah. Because I had just
brought you said, excuse me, and then you whipped out the other passport. How about this one?
No, that one got me in trouble.
Oh.
It got me left in the airport for 12 hours while I had to wait. My point is, you don't know what's going on, and just because you think you're all woke and bitching, and now you have a gender X passport, and your plane lands in somewhere in Hong Kong because it broke on the way over to wherever else you were going, and they go, whoa, what?
Well, here's the thing. If you had a MyPillow pillow with you,
oh, great segue!
It
dude.
would
You
not
are
have
a
been
segue king.
I could have just napped all that time.
This is professionalism at its finest.
I don't want to brag, but yeah, it was.
Go, Brad.
So if you'd had maybe if you'd had your MyPillow slippers with you, and your dogs wouldn't have been barking, or perhaps even the roll and go
I'm
pillow.
Gonna check my thing for that
sure,
one guy.
Exactly. Possibly, if it wasn't the roll and go anywhere My Pillows, maybe you had taken the entire MyPillow body pillow with you. What is it with body pillows?
I don't know. It just gets you excited.
It does. They don't talk back. I've discovered.
Yeah.
You got a potty. Ron knows that.
Yeah.
He lays down with his body pillow and.
Dude, I love body pillows. Are you kidding me?
I do too.
I gotta
Because
wrap my legs around it just
no
to keep
vocal
my
cords.
thighs from sweating.
Don't they? I don't know. It seems like a lot of work.
What?
Body
Like a
pillow.
Body pillow?
Yeah, because when you want to move it or turn it or whatever, don't
Toss
you?
it around, just like a normal partner.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I
now
don't
we're-
know.
Toss them any which way.
That's right. Now we're digging holes.
don't-
Okay.
I'm not
get it.
digging a hole. Go to mypillow.com and get whatever soft thing you want, and make it as hard as you want or difficult. It's mypillow.com. Use the promo code Mojo50 and get a discount. Mypillow.com. And more of ADD Thursday coming. Oh, look, squirrel on Daily Mojo.
A free exchange.
Clear.
From crack addict to CEO. So there's hope for us.
Are we talking about Hill House?
Yes.
I didn't know if you had it on
yes.
the agenda.
I
Okay.
didn't, but yes, I wanted to, but where the hell did I put I made a note. Now I know where the frick I put my note. See, I made a note right there. Post-its are great if you can remember where you stuck them.
If you see the post-it
Right.
during the show,
Yes.
that's right.
How many times I've gotten down and gone, oh, I didn't even see that. Where did I put it?
Hey, did you watch the what's his dingle, JP Sears, the one I sent you about the
I
drug
did.
company?
As a matter
Some
of
salient
fact.
points in there that I didn't.
And some relevant ones too.
Yeah.
Yes, there was a. See, that's.
Ching.
It went
Hang it from the
sailing yesterday. I considered suggesting they hang the mics from the ceiling.
Yeah, get them on it.
Suck you guys off. But what people want
Whoa,
to
that was an
What
interesting.
did he say?
That was an interesting plug to plug into that, wasn't it?
What?
He's making a point.
Making
car off of her trapped child. Mother Moderna saving us. You could almost say that Moderna is a savior like Superman, if the new Superman wasn't so busy sucking guys off. But what people want to know.
Jeez, man. B from the SAV says it's incredible how many topics Dave G can hit in a single breath.
Right?
You, man.
It really is. Rocking it.
Don't mess around.
That is.
I'm
A
sending.
meager $93.3 billion
sending it to you,
in
Ron.
revenue. I wonder what their top selling product is. What's even more impressive?
Don't ask. It says stop asking.
Where is that?
Get a royalty on the product that they paid to develop and
Normalcy. PrepareWithMojo50.com is the answer. The Daily Mojo.
Let's see here. I don't know how he fell this far down the gutter. Robin P. tweeted, dig all the holes you want, but if you get whacked by 12 inches, it's more than $20.
Boom. There it is.
And then, of course, there was J.P. Sears. That is Dave G's man crush. Come on, you would.
He's hilarious.
I mean,
He's a little too muscly for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
I'm fascinated.
I mean, I might
because
do
he's
it.
Still
I
on
might just for the
air.
story.
He's still on the air. That's what fascinates me.
They still let him put his videos
It's
out. He's
Wow, I was
incredible.
worried about what you're. Here is the. He makes a great point about the National Institutes of Health and the Moderna vaccine. Let's see if I picked this up in the right place.
Which is great because health data analytic group Airfinity projects that Pfizer and Moderna will be scraping by in 2022 with a meager $93.3 billion in revenue. I wonder what their top selling product is.
This is a great question. What I wonder what Pfizer and Moderna. I wonder what they are selling these days. It's going to $93 billion.
What's even more impressive is that Moderna was given nearly $1 billion in taxpayer money to develop a product when they had never developed a product like this before.
That's kind of weird, isn't it? That we, as the taxpayers of the United States, would give this company billions of dollars to maybe it was just millions, but for the sake of argument, to develop a product. I mean, with their long resume of developing products.
Talk about a beginner inspiringly defying the odds. And this kind of makes Moderna like the mother who's lifting a car off of her trapped child. Mother Moderna saving us. You could almost say that Moderna is a savior like Superman, if the new Superman wasn't so busy sucking guys off. But what people want to know is, who's the person with almost psychic levels of prophetic power who knew to give Moderna the taxpayer money to develop a shot, even though they had never developed one before?
That is so weird. They'd never done it before. We gave them all this money.
No, not we. Someone.
Well, no, we are the taxpayer.
No, it was our money, but
it was our money, right? They took it from us. You're right.
Made the decision.
Let's see. I wonder.
How will this unfold?
No names, but his name rhymes with "Ouchie."
Ouchie. Somebody sitting around a table went, weird thought, guys. Follow me on this.
Can't, just let me. Yeah.
Let's just pass some money.
Why are you? Why are you so fuzzy?
He's fuzzy, Ron. You're fuzzy.
Why am I so fuzzy?
Yeah, you're fuzzy.
Why am I so fuzzy?
I don't know why you're so fuzzy. Do you have a rough night?
Why am I so fuzzy?
Oh, speaking of rough nights, and I want to talk about the.
We have to.
Did my camera go out of focus?
Give another 3 seconds of the video. You have to tell him.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Another 3 seconds of. What do you? Does he like promise to call you if we give him more three more seconds?
So you made Ron leave.
Looking in the Bible and right here, Fauci, the head of the NIH. Moderna's track record of 0 successes must have impressed him. Could you go ahead and burn this for me? And
it's amazing when you follow the money. I was yesterday talking with Jeffy, strangely enough, about the fact that I'm starting to think this really does just all boil down to money.
I told you.
You were right.
Months ago.
You're right. Unless something, it just seems.
Well, J.P. Sears made a good point. We not only gave money to the drug companies, but we gave them, and then we purchased their product.
We give them money to develop it. We purchase it. We buy it back from them. We don't even get dividends from it.
We got it coming and going.
Good. It is amazing.
And we smile all the way.
And we're like, at the same time, Fauci's over there killing puppies.
Mm-hmm.
It's
yeah, I know.
Oh.
Yes, I read. Yes.
So,
I did.
real quickly, I just want to say, because this will make you, and this is what we call bringing it home full circle. I'm
Bring it
circling
home,
back,
Brad.
bringing
Bring
it
it
home.
home.
Bring it home.
With regard to the YouTubers, because we've struggled for so long to try to figure out how to make money. It just seems
As long
like
as I get
that's
paid,
such an
Mitch.
elusive. It's like a fish. The harder you grab it, the more it slips out of your hands. And so, having dinner and drinks last night with a person who shall again go unnamed, who is now working with a YouTube entity, and the entity is 21 years old. He's been doing videos.
She's not hot.
If you're into his type,
Yep.
he might be. But he has been doing these YouTube videos for a number of years, and they have a crew of less than 20, and they get these. They stay on top of the trends, and so they do these videos that are like the world's the world's biggest ice cream cone, whatever it is, and it's like 3 minutes of, hey, we made the world's biggest ice cream cone, isn't that cool? Blah blah blah. And they build the sets and they do the video. Their videos make them $100,000 a month.
Wow.
Let that sink in.
We're in the wrong business.
Yeah, and it's the key is you just have to stay on top of trends. Yeah, but you have to do it.
Well,
You have
and
to
you're
roll these
constantly shooting.
Yes,
And Leprechaun, stay on top of trends is not one. So you
no,
better
really,
not
because
ding
you wouldn't
us.
if you've ever stayed on top of a trend. It's very uncomfortable. It's not like a body pillow.
Yeah,
But $100,000 a month.
Good grief.
That is a lot of money, especially in these kids are they're looking at the media or the medium a completely different way, and it's smart the way they're doing it.
So you mean?
And this is a good time to announce my resignation from Mojo, and I'm going to go work for this kid.
Radio's dead, so we're going to go.
No, but it's, and actually I was talking to them about doing some things with them, so we'll see how that pans out.
Because they need our demographic, old gray fat people.
We got the money theory. Well, some of us have, not me.
Yes,
But,
someone you know.
Right.
Yeah.
But to that end, we are coming up with new and unusual, exciting, wonderful, thought-provoking. Let's see. Hold on. Where's the? There it is. Amazing content that we provide to you.
All of that
at relatively no charge.
Oh, that's a cool.
I mean, you can go and not that we have branded merchandise that I'm wearing. You can't buy. Buying a Secret Squirrel shirt's not going to do crap for us. But if you go to mojo50.com, you'll see the shirts and the hats. You buy them, and we can do more of this.
Yeah, we have stickers.
Which
too.
we're going to be coming up. When is it, Ron? Next month?
For what? The
For the thing that you asked me if we were going to talk about.
December 12th, Brad.
That's what I just said. Next month?
That's not next month.
It's almost November.
Okay, but it's not next month. It's December 12th.
What's going on December 12th, Ron?
This is exciting.
Go ahead.
No, you.
Okay. So on December the 12th,
yeah,
the Abnormal Realities team, that would be Rocky and I, have rented the Haunted Hill House in Mineral Wells, Texas, and we've invited Brad and Beth to go with us.
Hold on, there's a stinger here.
Boom!
Wow.
It's not just fun and games anymore.
No, dude, this is going to be
What are you going to do there?
We are going to find some ghosts and kick their ass.
Oh, this is a paranormal.
This is like the most haunted house in the state or in America right now. I mean, this thing literally, people investigate it almost every night of the week for like $500 a night.
What?
This house is making bank.
Wow.
So if they don't have something going on that night, we're going to have a problem.
Again, I say we're in the wrong bit. What we need to do is go find a haunted house and buy it and then rent it out.
Yeah, the Haunted Hill House. You can find it at hauntedhillhouse.com. It's had some pretty wicked stuff happen there.
Like, as a for instance.
So there was a girl laying on the bed, and they were shooting in that room, and the girl was laying on the bed, and she just gets yanked off the bed, and it panics everybody. There's a video of that.
Well, yeah, if you're laying there and get yanked off the bed.
And then, of course, we've got imagery of shadow people, of one of the spirits that lives there. I forget his name. They call him something, but he is a wicked looking something.
Why do you want to do that? It's just like
it's all part of the ghost hunt, dude.
I want to believe
it's like Eddie Murphy. Remember that skit when we talk about white people versus black people, and they go into the realtor and goes into the house, and they're looking at the house to buy, and you hear the ghost voice, and Eddie Murphy's like, "Come on, baby, we got to go.
We got to go."
And the white, something like that, and the white people are like, "Oh, it's not interesting." And like, yeah, get the F out.
But I have stood, again, at the time, it was the most haunted house in America in the Myrtles Plantation in Louisiana, and went up to the second floor by myself, all by my lonesome, in the dark, and said, "All right, bring it on."
Nothing.
And crickets. I was like so disappointed. I wanted fly through the air and whack me on the head. Do something.
Well,
yank my pants off.
Yeah, you got to do this.
I'm going to
here.
do a little. Just in case.
Apparently, they keep trying to get me to do a challenge where I go in the attic and sit for. I'm not. I don't know. I'm a big puss, dude.
Well, we knew that, but
seriously.
what about? Would you do it for $100?
I might do it for some money.
1,000?
You know how that works.
There you go. See,
You're not
everybody
supposed to
has
go
their price.
up. You're supposed to go down. Go down, Mr. Tyler.
It's
down.
Because so you won't sit up there. Because we're going to be there all night.
Yeah, I don't.
It's just the four of you.
No. There's. I think we
crew?
can have up to 8 people. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We invited Jeffrey Dahmer along, just to make it
To join
interesting.
us,
Yeah. Except he's dead. But there have been a lot of people that have gone there and found stuff. I mean, Demi Lovato has not been there yet, so it hasn't.
She has not.
No, she has not been there yet. But have the Wraith Chasers been there?
Oh, Toby is his name. Toby. Here's
Toby the Ghost?
Yeah, here's a picture of Toby. Let's see. I'll just send it to you guys. Where's Brad and David? There you go. There's a picture of Toby, and he's looking. Oh yeah, and here's a picture of the shadow person in the trailer outside.
Are you texting it or
yeah,
or
I'm texting it.
So there's
why
a shadow.
Why didn't you
person
just
right
tweet
there.
it? That way we could have all seen it.
Oh yeah, I guess I could.
I mean, okay, there's a shadow person. I see that, and it's if I could.
That's the picture right there.
For those of you listening to the podcast right now,
Yeah.
if you could see this, you would be amazed. I mean, it is just.
Do you see Toby? Can you see Toby?
I see something looking through a window.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Is that Toby?
The one standing, the one
The
in
green one.
Yeah, the green one.
Because Toby looks like a woman.
It does look like a girl, doesn't
the
it?
next to the girl standing.
Does Toby identify as a woman? Wait, okay, so wait a minute. Toby ain't wearing no pants.
No, dude, that's a woman.
Oh,
Toby
sorry.
is next to her with his head poking out the hole in the wall.
Oh, I gotcha. So the woman is the spirit thing. That's pretty.
She's
cool.
not the spirit.
Oh.
The spirit.
Is she wearing pants?
That's
Yeah,
pretty.
no,
creepy.
she's wearing shorts. It looks like.
That whole thing's.
Oh goodness, yes she is.
That's,
Wow.
that's creepy.
Here's the weird thing though. It looks like she has a mustache.
Creepy.
All right, so we're gonna go lay down.
We're gonna go just.
We're gonna go hang out all night in this haunted place, and we're
get some
bringing all
videos.
the machinery. The machinery
Apparently
goes.
apparently they have all the equipment there that we would need. So we're bringing cameras, but
I don't know why it felt like a bell, but it did feel like a bell.
yeah.
All right, so
this is Sunday night, December 12th, from 8 p.m. until 9 a.m. Monday morning. So we'll probably have a replay Monday morning that day.
so are we? Yeah, I was gonna say if we're staying up all night.
Yeah.
But so is this going to be reported on like the next day on Abnormal Realities? Is that how it's going to work? Okay.
On that Monday night.
Okay. All right. So look forward to that, and could we do like a Facebook Live from there for
Oh yeah, we're going to be broadcasting from
Okay.
there. Yeah.
All right. Gotcha.
That's some
This'll be
weird
fun.
stuff.
This'll be fun.
It will be fun, and we may not be wearing pants.
Get your picture taken.
Along those same lines, the remember the alien signal that the big computer that was picking up signs apparently from an alien source in what galaxy? Proxima Centauri, or that they said it was like nothing they'd ever seen.
Is that past Uranus?
I believe it is.
Okay.
It's yes. It was a signal beaming toward Earth. It seemed from Proxima Centauri, the nearest star system to our sun, which is like 4.5 light years away, and it's home to at least one potentially habitable planet. And the signal, the radio signal, fell into the band of 982 megahertz.
Mm-hmm.
And those are, they say that they are rarely made by human aircraft or satellites. Researchers interpreted it as a possible sign of alien technology. So they were all excited about this. It lasted about 5 hours, showed up in 2019. Now they're saying that was probably a malfunctioning computer, down the street. See, on this one,
What kind of sound effect are we getting here? Which side of the road are you?
Bullshit. I'm saying that they are saying this because
they did hear something.
Thank
but
you.
That they did hear something.
That was nothing.
But they need to take the focus away from it.
It was nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, for those of you who don't,
Why would they do that?
Why would they do that?
Because they would have
Same reason they're hiding aliens from us, dude.
Right.
They don't want us to know all that yet.
No.
They got the government's got to get their arms around it.
Yeah. Because again, if we like, I believe you made the point, when we are attacked by the little green men from Mars, there is some subset of humans down here. We'll make a deal with them, so that they won't be dinner and we will, and they'll. So that's first.
I just don't think they're smart enough to do it. I'm
Who,
not
the
saying
aliens
that,
or us?
No, us. Us. I'm just.
You
To
don't think-
Ron's point, I'm not saying it wouldn't happen. I just don't think they're smart enough to do it.
Again, the aliens are us. Who's not smart enough?
I don't know any aliens, so I'm talking about us, the government.
You don't have to know them to think that they're
government-
not smart.
Because the government couldn't find their ass with both hands.
I agree, but they're fairly good at propaganda.
Well, they are, but that means they'd have to. Well, Ron said the aliens, they get their arms around them or hide them or do whatever. I just don't think. I believe that there are other beings in this universe, but I don't think the government on this planet is smart enough to keep that secret.
Well, that's the point. It's not secret. It's right here. We had the radio waves coming at us for 5 hours from Proxima Centauri. They say they never repeat it again.
Do you moonlight for the Inquirer, writing for the Inquirer?
Wow.
Come
See,
on.
you're still
on,
too
man.
firmly planted in the old way of thinking.
No. Well, yeah, I talked about a newspaper. I'm just saying.
Well, no, but Bat Baby is Bat Boy. I mean, we now know he's real.
I just don't think I don't think they're smart enough to do it. It's not like Transformers where that whole underground Division 9 or whatever the hell it is, they could.
All right, they kept the NSA secret for how many years? The NSA was formed by was that not Eisenhower? Anyway, the NSA, Congress didn't even know about it until they had to approve funding for it. They're like, wait, what's the NSA?
Yeah, but it was staffed by humans.
That's my point. There's a subset of humans inside the government who are pretty damn smart.
Yeah, but to hide a alien.
Are they not good at hiding the latest military technology? I mean, hell, Ford is good at hiding their new cars and trucks that they drive around the track by putting that camouflage stuff on them.
Camouflage.
Right.
things.
So there's smart people out there, and some of them are in the government. We're
Most
paying them.
Private sector, I would say. Okay, so
But I think that they really did get this signal. They really do know exactly where it's coming from. They've already made the deal. We're going to be lunch, and they're keeping it a secret.
And somewhere in China, they're building the pod that drops down.
Yes. Right. It's
You know
kind
what
of
I'm talking about, right?
made in China.
Contact movie. Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to go right over and suck you right back up into it.
Yep.
And one of these days, we're all going to wake up and realize that we are all sitting in the tub of slime with a big tube down our throat.
Getting anal probed. Okay, did you hear the
Acting as batteries.
Did you hear the Anti-Defamation League has taken up the cause of Halloween costumes?
Man, I like our conversation better, Brad. Can we just?
I do. You go ahead and talk by yourself over there.
Yeah,
We'll
about
talk
the Berkeley
radio
students
signals
raising
over
money for
here.
the Taliban.
So, anyways, the radio signals of 5 hours. Ron, I don't know if you thought, but
You see Berkeley.
They probably sent through some blueprint.
I think they
raising
did,
money for the Taliban.
Well, I mean, Taliban needs love too. Didn't we just hire the Taliban for security?
Yeah, we did.
I just love busting on parents of college students. Your stupid kids are spending your money by having fundraisers for the farking Taliban.
The ADL was doing this? What'd you say?
I started off with the Anti-Defamation League is going against Halloween, specific costumes, princesses, and I can't remember what else. It's not happy, joy to get your little girls in princess outfits.
What do they want them dressed as?
Oh, I stopped listening. I had hoped you'd read the article. So yeah, but
Why would I read the article that you brought in?
Because we're partners, aren't we?
Then we're not coming out yet.
The Anti-Defamation. Well, look it
and
up.
Ron doesn't know.
I don't have a keyboard. Anti-Defamation
wow.
League came out this week with talking about how some costumes needed to be shunned. They weren't.
You're talking about gender roles that they. You don't want women. You don't want little girls dressing up as princesses. How many little boys are going to go as princesses?
Yeah, and who gives a crap? I don't give a crap.
Well, look at this. Where did you find that particular article?
I heard it on the radio.
Oh, because this is actually over at Red. I'm sorry. I was thinking Red Pill. It's Red Voice Media. ADL produces Halloween costume guide telling parents to avoid cultural appropriation. So it's the usual Moana and who's the other one? It is so speak for yourself. Children, families don't realize their costume choices are potentially hurtful or offensive.
Yeah,
of course they are. For example, a child may be interested in Native American stories. History wants to dress up as Native American person, like Moana. Wasn't Moana a Native? No, she was
Pacific Islander.
API. Yes, it was. Who was Pocahontas?
Yeah.
Consider it an opportunity to talk with them about how Native American dress is not a costume. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. It's a costume.
Sorry. It's a costume.
What's the thing is the greatest form of flattery?
Imitation is the greatest form of flattery.
God, get over yourselves.
Instead, it's an essential part of identity.
Which you're emulating because you think it's cool.
Unique to each different tribe with their own customs and ways of dress. The guide went on to whine about how girls' costumes tend to be pretty and boys' costumes tend to feature things like superheroes.
Huh.
Okay.
There's girl superheroes?
Mm-hmm.
But isn't that what you just let the kids be kids and stop being such a
No.
dick?
We have to make sure that the kids are as woke as humanly possible.
Yes.
At the earliest possible age.
How big of an asshole do you have to be when a kid knocks on your door and says trick or treat, that a kid that's wearing a Native American costume, and you go,
you lecture him.
No, you're not getting any candy, you piece of shit.
Let me tell you about Native Americans. You're appropriating their culture.
And you that's going to happen somewhere.
I know.
Of course.
It is stupid. It is absolutely dumb.
In Berkeley.
I want to see the first boy out there dressed up as a princess.
Or Superman.
Or
oh, God.
The Superman thing is, again, aren't they?
I can't quite.
How many Superman will be out there wearing makeup this year?
I just can't quite get that. That is just beyond belief to make him bisexual.
Well, why was it necessary?
It wasn't necessary, and that's the question that it can't be answered.
I mean, we all know that Robin was a little, light in the loafers back then.
But yeah,
he was.
Everybody knew Robin was gay.
Able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Able to puff Peters in a single puff.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me right now?
No.
Jeez.
That's a second reference to fellatio and Superman in the program today, just in case you've been marking this down.
Hey.
Wow.
Damn it.
You both are media gurus.
Sure.
So I heard this little story about Bill Withers, the song. I know. Someone was saying that he forgot the lyrics and he just was improvising. You ever heard that?
No.
That he didn't actually do that on purpose. He forgot the lyrics and
No, that's like the stupid, was it the Ohio Players Love Roller Coaster?
Oh, yeah. With
Roller coaster.
But then you hear the scream,
What?
and it was like, oh, you know what the scream is?
Somebody was getting murdered in the studio.
Yes, next door. And they caught it on the recording.
Someone was getting railed is what it was.
And it's
but-
like, oh, come on.
No, I've just heard that, but I thought you being from your DJ background, you might might have heard that.
No, but we played a lot of records backwards, Dave, listening for...
Paul is dead. I've heard Paul McCartney's still dead.
What do they say about monkeys and in infinity and million typewriters or something?
That's the
randomly
entire works of
Infinite Monkeys.
Shakespeare. Yeah, I mean,
which Ron doubts.
I doubt that very
He's a
seriously.
doubter.
Well, infinity is a long time.
Get married and you'll know exactly what that feels like.
So that's why I think that it's possible that he forgot the lyrics, but it's a good story, even if it's not true.
Well, see, and
because he says it 47 times.
I know.
I know.
I know. I know.
I know.
I know. I know. I know.
Dave opens the door. We walk right through.
I know.
I know.
I know.
But I can check it off my phone. Look at this. Now I've only got 17 more things to talk about.
Oh,
well.
What a shame. Look at the time.
Next week.
What do you mean it's let's go?
I can't believe we're out of time. I know.
I know.
I know. Right? Wow. It's the
people are watching the clock going, Jesus Christ, just get there.
please. Is it okay? It's that time.
Give me please.
They've forgotten that there is an on and off switch.
I can't turn it off, but I want you to
Yeah,
stop.
it's like a car wreck. It's the end of this car wreck, the ADD Thursday edition of the Daily Mojo, and you forgot the book.
Yeah.
It's Plandemic, which, by the way, what's her name already wrote that book.
Yep.
Oh, this is not a
what's
good
her
book?
name? No, it's a good book, but there's a... Anyway,
There's
it
already
is
one out there.
Thursday. Wow, look, squirrel. October 28th, the Year of Our Lord 2021 lessons. We don't need no stinking lessons. Let's see here. Squatchy Duck says, proper reply to the lecture about a kid's Native American costume is to say, just shut up.
Go
We're not
elf
taking candy from lunatics anyway, as you turn your kid around and walk away. You know what? It's... Sure.
Take that Butterfinger and ram it.
I was going to say, they're the ones going to be giving out oranges anyway.
Oh, yeah. Toothbrushes.
Yeah. Here's a toothbrush.
Toothbrush.
Robin says, hey, Rob, don't talk about me that way. See, different, Robin. 6% C-State Broadway, Halloween costumes as they should be. And it's all it's back from the 70s.
Yep.
It's when you could wear a Superman costume and not wear out the knees. Oblivion flickering. What? Who's to say I ever did that?
No,
people complain about alien anal probes, but wouldn't futuristic alien technology be better than ours? Aliens must have really small cameras. If you got a colonoscopy in the 1800s, they would have sent Matthew Brady up there with his giant wooden box camera. Hold on a second. Hang on a second. It's I've almost got it. Hold on. Don't move. Oh, that might be a polyp. Wade Robertson, here was my poncho with cultural appropriation costume from a decade ago. Didn't know I was being so offensive.
Wow.
I had a mustache like that one.
Again, and I wore the I've dressed up as a woman twice. I'm starting to wonder about me.
No, we never wondered. We were sure.
And woke up with my pantyhose down around my ankles.
Oh, that was yesterday.
That's true. Thank you.
Want to go camping?
Right. So the difference between a peanut butter jelly sandwich and... Never mind. Melissa, Mississippi, the Haunted Hill House was previously a brothel.
Yes, it was.
So maybe the ghost wasn't wearing pants. Oh, that was the dude.
Yeah.
Sorry. And over in the Facebook chat room, just so you know, we didn't forget you. Alan Trotter said, everything is offensive. Why not just embrace that people will be mad? Good point. F them all. Coming up next across most of these Mojo 50 radio stations, it is, of course, Abnormal Realities with Ron and his little friend Rocky. And today...
Yeah, last night, man, we talked about the shadow people and read some stories about them. And I got freaked out because I got a chill right in the middle of one of the stories.
I've lived with shadow people.
Holy crap.
It's bizarre. Your Daily Mojo made possible by producer, although he doesn't know that, Ron. Remember, Smalls Minority, etc., 6 Center, Tyrannus, etc., so resist stupid. Good night, Doc Thompson.
Wherever you are, good Lord.
Bell count, maybe. How come my countdown timer gets counted way down before the music ends?
Because I count you down 10 seconds before the music ends.
So I really have 10 seconds.
Yeah, after 0, you have 10 seconds before we're completely out.
So it's just like you trying to
force you out. That's right.
Force me out. All right, I just want to make sure there.
Good morning, Mojo 50. I'm Leprechaun, and here with the bell count for the Daily Mojo, Thursday, October 28th, 2021. Today there were only 2 missed innuendo bells, one from Brad for Beat Off and one from Dave for Goes Down. 18 actual bells, super job, and a couple of rim shots. Peace out, boys. Stay healthy, and I'll talk to y'all on tomorrow.
And he says, Dave is a great addition to Thursdays. What, are you sleeping with him too? Wow. The JP Sears is going to get jealous. And here is the word.
Sanguivorous. Sanguivorous.
Sanguivorous.
It has something to do with sanguine.
What's sanguine?
Blood.
Sanguivorous.
You're on the right. You're on the right track.
Yeah, I usually am.
And Ron.
Yo.
Wow, that was unnecessary.
Hey man, did you see the new ornament I put up yet last night? You ought to look at it.
Talk about it.
Does it say sanguinarius on it?
Sanguivorous.
No, sanguivorous. No, I don't know.
It means the taste of an oyster as it goes down your throat.
Oh, gross.
Oh.
It's actually an adjective feeding on blood as a bat or insect. So a bat is
sanguivorous.
And there you have the rest of the story.
Of the story.
It's a wrap.
He's still dead.
Bye.
Au revoir.